I now request the address to be made by the Honorable State Minister for Forest, Environment and Climate Change, Shri Pradeep Kumar Ahmed from Government of Orissa. May I request you, sir, to kindly address the distinguished audience, please.
Respected Honorable Minister for Environment, Forest and Climate Change and Minister for Labor and Employment, Sri Bhupinder Jadavji, Honorable Minister of State for Environment, Forest and Climate Change and Minister of State Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution, Sri Ashwini Kumar Chubeji, Mr. Srimati Richa Sharma, Additional Secretary, MOEF, Sri Bishwal, PCCF of Odisha, Mr. Misra, distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen, media friends. It gives me immense pleasure to state that 2 days National Conference on Sustainable Coastal Management is organized in Bhubaneswar by MOEF and CC, New Delhi. Sustainable management of coastal and marine resources is very much essential for the economic growth of the state. The coast is a unique environment where land, sea and atmosphere interact continuously, influencing a strip of spatial zone defined as coastal zone. The general consensus has been that the condition of the coastal zone is deteriorating, with major issues being loss of coastal ecosystem such as mangroves, reclamation of wetlands, conversion of land use for agriculture to industry and settlement, coastal pollution and extensive coastal erosion. The coast is also affected by natural hazards such as cyclones, tsunami, and is also vulnerable to newer threats such as sea level rise. However, complete destruction of the coast can be prevented by understanding the functioning of the coast and planning activities so that there is a minimal impact. For the effective management of the coastal zone, an integrated management strategy by adopting a broad perspective and a multi-sectoral approach is essential to ensure wise use of the coastal resources. Perpetual maintenance of high-level biodiversity, conservation of critical habitats, and to maintain their ecological integrity, including sustainable coastal fishery, protection from extreme weather events, nature-based tourism, and infrastructure development. Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Government of India, the World Bank and Government of Odisha came forward with an integrated approach to implement the Integrated Coastal Zone Management Project ICZMP Phase 1 on a pilot basis in Odisha since September 2010. The project implemented in 2 coastal stretches of Odisha, Paradip to Dhamara and Gopalpur to Chilika, covering 198 kilometers of coastline at a revised project cost of rupees 293.15 crores. The outcome of the project has made significant achievements in terms of building resistance of coastal communities to the impact of climate change. The pilot intervention has laid out a roadmap to scale up the program with high order of investments for protection and conservation of coastal resources. The component on alternative livelihood demonstrated significant reduction in overuse of coastal marine resources. Infrastructure piloted proved to be adequate for resilience to climate change. Shoreline management plan with recommendation of policy and technical solution was formulated for entire Odisha coast based on sediment sails and primary data collected under coastal process study. The total cost of expenditure till June 2022 is rupees 288.24 crores. The MOEF and CC has constituted national and state union territories, coastal zone management authorities under Environment Protection Act 1986. The basic role of the authorities is to ensure monitoring and enforcement of the CRZ notification for the purpose of conserving and protecting the coastal areas and marine waters. Odisha State Coast Zone Management Authority is looking for all the activities for issuing CRZ clearance. I am happy to learn that the 2 days conference on sustainable coastal management would be facilitated by the various experts, eminent scientists, policy makers, implementing and executing agencies, Department of the State and Central Government, regulatory bodies, research organizations, academicians, NGOs, CSOs from across the country, and sharing of their experience on derived benefits from program and projects implemented through various programs. The conference will have deliberation and group interaction on themes such as impacts of climate change on oceans and coastal and marine biodiversity, ecosystem based on approaches for adoption and migration, coastal marine pollution, sharing from experience from ICZM project from different organizations, University of India. I sincerely thank Ministry of Environment and Forest and Climate Change, Government of India for initiating such an important conference. The state of Odisha is firmly committed for sustainable management of coastal zone. I hope the conference will make the deliberation fruitful. I wish the conference all success. Thank you. Bande Utkal Janani. Namaskar.
Thank you very much indeed for a very dynamic and very motivating address, and that was made by Honorable State Minister for Forest, Environment and Climate Change, Shri Pradeep Kumar Ahmed from Government of Orissa. Thank you very much, sir. I now have the proud privilege in requesting Honorable Minister of State for Environment, Forest and Climate Change and Minister of State, Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution, Shri Ashwini Kumar Chobe, to kindly address our distinguished audience, please. Let's give him a warm round of applause.
जय जगन्नाथ। भू जगन्नाथ धाम को आशिके बहुत गर्वित होउ छी। अपन मनन को समस्त मोरो जोहार। आज इस राष्ट्रीय सम्मेलन जो आप सभी यहाँ आए हुए हैं, आप सबको हृदय से नमस्कार है। मंचस्थ भारत सरकार के वन पर्यावरण एवं जलवायु परिवर्तन, साथ ही श्रम एवं रोजगार मंत्रालय के यशस्वी मंत्री माननीय श्री भूपेंद्र यादव जी, यहाँ बैठे हुए उड़ीसा सरकार के वन पर्यावरण एवं जलवायु परिवर्तन मंत्री श्री प्रदीप कुमार आमत जी, हमारे यहाँ पर विराजमान श्री देवी दत्त विश्वाल वन महानिदेशक सह वन बल प्रमुख उड़ीसा सरकार, हमारे मंत्रालय की जो अपर आयुक्त अपर सचिव के रूप में श्रीमती ऋचा शर्मा, यहाँ श्री अंतरत्राण मिश्र जिनको एटी मिश्र कहते हैं, उपवन महानिरीक्षक भारत सरकार के IRO भुवनेश्वर, और पूरे भारत से पधारे हुए सभी वरिष्ठ संस्थानों के पदाधिकारीगण, NCSCM, UNDP, MSSRF, ICZM, CMFRI, ऐसे सभी संस्थान के वरिष्ठ पदाधिकारीगण, उपस्थित देवियों एवं सज्जनों और मीडिया के हमारे मित्रों, आप सभी यहाँ संधारणीय तटीय प्रबंधन संबंधी इस महत्वपूर्ण सम्मेलन में हम बहुत ही गौरवान्वित हैं और मुझे अपार प्रसन्नता भी हो रही है कि आज माँ समुद्र कहते हैं समुद्र वसने दे, और एक तटीय पारिस्थितिक जो तंत्र का निर्माण भी करते हैं, एक दूसरे को निरंतर प्रभावित करते रहते हैं, और यह पारिस्थितिकी तंत्र हमें चक्रवात, सुनामी का जो तरंग है और साथ साथ समुद्री नम वायु से रक्षा करता है तथा जैव विविधता को भी बढ़ावा देता है। और भारत में 7,500 किलोमीटर से भी अधिक लंबी तटरेखा है जो 13 राज्यों एवं केंद्र शासित प्रदेशों से होते हुए गुजरती है। यह तटरेखा सचमुच में विश्व में 7वीं सबसे लंबी तटरेखा है और इसमें देश की 20% आबादी भी निवास करती है। अमूल्य जैव विविधता को संजोए हुए इस तट के पारिस्थितिकी तंत्र को मजबूत करने के दृष्टिकोण से हमें आगे बढ़ने की भी आवश्यकता है। प्राकृतिक संसाधनों और अत्यधिक दोहन किए बिना समावेशी और पर्यावरणीय संतुलन को साथ सतत आर्थिक विकास करना ही हमारा लक्ष्य होना चाहिए। जहाँ तक हमारे तटीय क्षेत्र ओलिव, रिडले, कछुओं और डुगांगो जैसी दुर्लभ और विलुप्त प्रजातियां, उसके सहित 17,000 से भी अधिक पौध प्रजातियों एवं जंतु प्रजातियों को आश्रय प्रदान भी करती रही है। तटीय क्षेत्र प्रतिवर्ष 2 ट्रिलियन रुपये मूल्य के परितंत्र सेवाएं भी हमें उपलब्ध कराते हैं। ये सबसे बड़ी बात है। और मत्स्य पालन, साथ ही जल कृषि के माध्यम से करोड़ों लोगों की आजीविकाएं इस पर निर्भर है। किंतु आज जलवायु परिवर्तन के कारण ये पारिस्थितिकी तंत्र एवं यहाँ रहने वाले मानव समुदाय अत्यधिक संकटग्रस्त भी है। आए दिन सुनामी और अन्य ऐसे आंधी और हर प्रकार के ऐसे आपात स्थिति में से उन्हें गुजरना पड़ता है। और कभी कभी तो वो संपूर्ण मानव सहित और उनके सभी आवासन समुद्र के गोद में चली जाती है। ये भी स्थिति तो सचमुच में जो आप सभी को भी ज्ञात है, हमारे समुद्र तटों की स्वच्छता सुनिश्चित करने हेतु समन्वित प्रयास किए जा रहे हैं, जिसमें अल्प अवधि में ही भारत के ऐसे 10 समुद्र तटों को बहुमूल्य ब्लू फ्लैग प्रमाणन पुरस्कार भी प्रदान की गई है, जो समुद्र तटों के लिए विश्व सर्वाधिक मान्यता प्राप्त स्वैच्छिक पुरस्कार है। इसमें कहीं दो मत नहीं। भारत इस दिशा में और भी आगे बढ़ रही है। और मुझे पिछले बार जो ब्लू फ्लैग का पुरी के अंदर जो तट है, वहाँ स्वच्छता में भी और अनेक कार्यक्रमों में भाग लेने का सुअवसर प्राप्त हुआ था। हमारे साथ श्रीमती अपराजिता सारंगी वो भी मौजूद थी, आज किसी कारण से अभी तक पहुंच नहीं पाई है। हमारे यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र भाई मोदी जी, उन्होंने लाइफ मूवमेंट में यह परिकल्पित किया है कि हम स्वच्छता को अपने जीवन शैली का एक अभिन्न अंग बनाएं और नागरिकों की सहभागिता और उनके व्यवहार परिवर्तन उसके माध्यम से संरक्षण करने हेतु विश्व के सबसे बड़े समुद्र तट स्वच्छता अभियान के रूप में स्वच्छ सागर सुरक्षित सागर इस अभियान का शुभारंभ किया गया है, जिसमें अभी कई स्कूली बच्चे और बच्चियों ने उस प्रतियोगिता में भाग लेकर के और यहाँ सम्मान भी प्राप्त किया है। इसका उद्देश्य जो हितधारकों का एक सुदृढ़ नेटवर्क तैयार करना है, जो इन विषयों के साथ साथ तटीय शासन, प्रौद्योगिकियों और नवाचार ऐसे घरेलू एवं अंतर्राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर वित्त की उपलब्धता जैसे विभिन्न विषयों पर एक दूसरे के साथ स्वभाव की भावना के साथ लगातार मिलकर काम करेंगे। इस संदर्भ में कुछ महत्वपूर्ण सिद्धांत हो सकते हैं, जैसे जलवायु परिवर्तन के कुप्रभावों के कारण जो अनेक सेक्टरों की बहु विषयी चुनौतियों का समाधान करके तटीय परितंत्र सेवाओं तथा सामुद्रिक संसाधनों के संधारणीय उपयोग में वृद्धि करना, जलवायु परिवर्तन के कुप्रभावों का समाधान करने हेतु अनुकूलन एवं उपशमन संबंधी उपायों का अन्वेषण करना और उन्हें बढ़ावा देना। साथ ही जो जलवायु के क्षम अवसंरचना उसके निर्माण तथा आजीविका संबंधी कार्यक्रमों एवं कार्यकलापों को तैयार करने में तटीय राज्य संघ और राज्य क्षेत्र सरकारों के प्रयास से उनका सहयोग प्रदान करना। जैसा कि मंत्री जी ने भी कहा कि हमको सबका एक इंटीग्रेटेड इस प्रकार के प्रयास, समग्र प्रयास के माध्यम से हम इसको और भी अच्छा कर सकते हैं। और तटीय प्रबंधन की जो दीर्घकालिक योजना है उसको दृष्टिगत करते हुए आयोजित की गई यह कार्यशाला जो अगले 2 दिनों तक चलने वाला है, यह अपने अभिष्ट लक्ष्य को पाने में आप सभी के तकनीकी ज्ञान और आपसी विचार मंथन, समुद्र मंथन से जरूर ही 14 रत्न निकलेंगे, हमारा विश्वास है। उसमें अमृत भी होगा, विष भी होगा, तो हम उसको ग्रहण भी करेंगे। अमृत पान करके समाज का कल्याण करेंगे, विष पान करके और ऐसे भोले शंकर नीलकंठधारी भी बन जाएंगे। तो हमें समाज के उन तमाम ऐसी चीज़ों को लेकर के आगे बढ़ने की ज़रूरत है। और इसी आशा एवं आशीष वचन के साथ अपनी वाणी को विराम देता हूँ। जय हिंद। सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामया, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, माँ कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। आप सभी को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। देखो, मैंने अपराजिता जी का नाम लिया, हमारी घर की बिटिया भी हैं, और हमने बिहार से, भागलपुर से, उड़ीसा में इनको आपके हाथ में दे दिया है। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद जी। मैं माननीय श्री अश्विनी कुमार चौबे जी का हार्दिक धन्यवाद करती हूँ। Ladies and gentlemen, it is now my proud privilege and indeed an honor in requesting Honorable Union Minister for Environment, Forest and Climate Change and Minister for Labour and Employment, Shri Bhupendra Yadav ji, to kindly give his keynote address to the distinguished audience, please. Let's give him a warm round of applause.
Shri Ashwani Kumar Chobe ji, Honorable Minister of State, Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Shrimati Aparajita Sarangi ji, Honorable Member of Parliament, Bhubaneswar, Shrimati Richa Sharma ji, Additional Secretary, Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Shri Devdattu Biswal ji, DG, PCCF, and our distinguished colleague, my colleague, and the Honorable Minister of State, Shri Pradeep Kumar ji, ladies and gentlemen. I was supposed to start my today from Puri with a cleaning drive at Swargdwar beach under the Swachh Sagar, Surakshit Sagar campaign by the Ministry of Environment and Forest. But as fate would have it, the program had to be cancelled just at the last minute because Odisha IMD issued a yellow warning for heavy rain. While this could be a usual rain, but we know that climate change has begun to directly impact our lives. Flash floods, cloud burst, cyclone, and such natural weather phenomenon are sadly become routine, reminding us of the urgency of the crisis. Against this backdrop, it is really nice that we have all gathered today for this very important workshop of National Conference on Sustainable Coastal Management in the beautiful state of Odisha, a beautiful conference of cultures. Odisha, mostly known for its diversity, has also been blessed with a vast experience of pristine landscape, coastline, which houses the most unique biodiversity in our country. The idea that continuance of life on earth is dependent on conservation of oceanic resources, it's unmistakably imprinted on our national ethos. Oceans historically have made their imprint on every aspect of human belief and endeavor, be it art, science, religion, or literature. If we look at our Indian mythology as well, the ocean is also home to Vaikuntha, the abode of Lord Vishnu. Endowed with a long coastline of 7,500 kilometers, India has vast areas of coastal zones. These areas support lives and livelihood of 20% of the country's population. In addition, these regions support more than 17,000 species of plants and animals, including rare and endangered forms such as the sea turtles and many others. Ladies and gentlemen, you all are aware that the International Coastal Cleanup Day, which is on 17 September 2022, will mark the culmination of the Swachh Sagar, Surakshit Sagar campaign, which began on July 5th. This year, the campaign aims to preserve marine ecosystem by reducing and revisiting our ocean, and we all must contribute to meet out the clean drive of our ocean, and we must pledge ourselves to must take a part pollution-free our ocean sites. The day, especially from 17 September 2022, we all know is significant because this year it happened to be the birthday of our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, who is a huge advocate of climate action and torchbearer of Mission Life, which calls for the environmentally friendly lifestyle. This massive cleanup drive is also part of India's fight against plastic, launched on the clarion call of Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji to completely restrict the use of plastics in phased mission. Coastal areas provide ecosystem service worth 2 trillion rupees every year. Millions have their livelihood tied to fisheries and aquaculture carried in these areas. India's blue economy supports 95% of the country's business through transportation and contribute as an estimated 4% of the GDP. The marine realm is the largest component of the Earth's system that stabilize climate and support life on Earth and human well-being. However, the first World Ocean Assessment released in 2016 found that much of the ocean is now seriously degraded with changes and losses in the structure, function, and benefit from marine system. As we all are aware, climate change is no more a distant future, but an unfortunate reality we are living in today. The increasing frequency and greater severity of some categories of extreme weather events, especially cyclones, coastal erosion, with rising pace of the meltdown of polar ice caps and glaciers have been significantly impacting our coastal communities. Marine ecosystems are particularly threatened by climate change, natural disasters, ocean acidification, sea level rise, etc. Our coral areas are degrading, our marine fish stocks are declining, and several species of ornamental fish, seahorse, and sea cucumbers are fast disappearing. Such depletion and degradation, unless arrested, will impact the livelihood, health, and well-being of the coastal population adversely impacting in turn prospects for India's sustained economic growth. Ladies and gentlemen, the Government of India, under the leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, stand firmly committed to reverse these trends and has launched several programs to this end. We have established a formidable network of marine protected areas with 24 of them in peninsular India and more than 100 in the island to conserve marine species and ecosystem. I am glad to note that the Integrated Coastal Zone Management Project, which is dedicatedly working on the extensive ecosystem restoration works, a wide range of climate resilient livelihood programs, and creation of disaster infrastructure have delivered commendable results. Friends, capitalizing on the long coastline, I am happy to note that states like Gujarat and Maharashtra have reported significant increase in the mangrove cover in the recent time. Especially talking to this beautiful state, annual mass nesting of olive readily tortoise, Odisha, Mitra Beach, world largest known rockery of marine species in Kendrapada district, and the Rushikulia Beach in Odisha, Ganjam district, has been extremely encouraging. Incidents like such showcase the effort of community participation in the beach clearing marine debris, resulting in a record of 1,14,305 olive readily tortoises have found a new nesting zone. The creation of a specialized unit called Mangrove Cell in Maharashtra has been a game changer in coastal and marine biodiversity conservation. I hope the other coastal states and union territories would soon establish such dedicated units for conservation of coastal and marine diversity as advised in our National Wildlife Action Plan. As we know, plastic are the most common man-made object sighted at the sea. With an estimate of 18,000 pieces of plastic litter floating on every square kilometer of the world's ocean, which validate the menace of marine litter. With the ban of single-use plastic, Government of India under the leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji has taken a giant stride toward realizing the dream of plastic-free coastline across the country. As envisioned in the Honorable Prime Minister's life movement, we aim to make cleanliness an integral part of our lifestyle. The Swachh Sagar, Surakshit Sagar Abhiyan has been launched as the world's biggest beach cleanup campaign to drive conservation through citizen participation and behavior change. Ladies and gentlemen, it may not be out of place to quote the Honorable Prime Minister from his remark made in the One Ocean Summit on 11th February March 2022, which eminently demonstrate our deep commitment to the cause. I quote, India is committed to eliminating single-use plastic. India recently undertook a nationwide awareness campaign to clean plastic and other waste from coastal areas. 300,000 young people collected almost 13 tons of plastic waste, not only the domestic level, but at international level as well. India has demonstrated leadership in addressing the means of marine litter and finding innovative solution to the same, resulting is not only sustainable coastline across the country, but across the globe as well. With bilateral and multilateral agreement like Roadmap 30 and Indo-Pacific Ocean Initiative, India with countries like United Kingdom, Australia and France have set out of ambitious framework in wide range of science disciplines, including marine science. These initiatives and framework will drive deeper engagement between India and regional partners to collaboratively safeguard the oceans, enhance maritime security, preserve marine resources, build capacity, and fairly share resources, reduce disaster risk, enhance science, technology, and academic cooperation. Friends, the importance of data management and data accessibility serves the foundation of any sound policy making process. The recent adopted G20 communique in Joint Environment and Climate Ministerial meeting particularly underlined the importance of improving ocean observation and modeling the data collection and management and enhance understanding the ocean climate nexus in order to improve scientific knowledge. Scientific understanding of the ocean's response to pressure and management action is fundamental for sustainable development. It further helps putting in place efficient action including disaster risk reduction to mitigate, adapt, and enhance resilience to adverse impact of climate change such as sea level rise across all geographies. Ladies and gentlemen, as envisioned in the Honorable Prime Minister's life movement, we aim to make cleanliness as integral part of our lifestyle. Friends, the workshop of sustainable coastal management comes at an important time as India has submitted its revised NDCs and seek to create multi-sectoral partnership to meet this target, where the agenda of the discussion of this whole workshop, which is need to building coastal resilience network, remains extremely crucial given the times we are living in. We are all set to launch the National Coastal Mission, and soon India will take over the presidency of G20, which has the ocean track as a major component. I am glad that topics like coastal and marine biodiversity, climate mitigation and adaptation, and coastal pollution are going to be discussed there in this workshop. Equally important are cross-cutting themes such as coastal governance, technologies and innovation, as well as domestic and international finance. I would urge the participant to deliberate on the vision for India's sustainable coastal management, the blue economy, as well as a roadmap for meaningful stakeholder engagement. Friends, oceans have immense catastrophic powers and enormous powers. It is for human creativity and integrity to abet the former powers and enhance the latter. This is common challenge of the humanity, not of a community or a nation or a continent. Let's make sure that in this debate for ocean, science and sustainable development, adaptation strategies, and science-informed policy response remain our focal point. I am sure that the workshop will come up with the illuminating insights and pragmatic recommendation to make India a global leader in sustainable coastal management in the years to come. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed, Honorable Union Minister for Environment, Forest and Climate Change and Minister for Labour and Employment, Shri Bhupender Yadavji, for a most wonderful keynote address. Your dynamism, your passion and your commitment shows that what you're doing for the Honorable Ministry as well as for our country. Thank you very much indeed, sir, for your address marking the formal inauguration of the National Conference on Sustainable Coastal Management in India. I now request Ms. Naz Rizvi, the Director of the National Museum of Natural History, to kindly do the honors of presenting an Anga Vastram to the Honorable Member of Parliament, Srimati Aparajita Sarangi from Government of Orissa, and welcome her to our inaugural session. May I request you, ma'am, to kindly say a few words, please, on this occasion.
Honorable Minister Environment, Forests and Climate Change, Government of India, respected Shri Bhupendra Yadav ji, Honorable Minister of State, Government of India, Shri Ashwini Kumar Chaubey ji, Honorable State Minister for Forest, Environment and Climate Change, Shri Pradeep Kumar Amath ji, Artatran ji, Richa ji, and all my friends from different parts of the country. As the Member of Parliament of Bhubaneswar, you cannot just gauge the extent of my delight to have you all here in Bhubaneswar. I very warmly welcome each one of you to this beautiful city. I wish you all had stayed here for a couple of days, moved around, enjoyed, and I'm given to understand that around 13 states are being represented. If I'm not wrong, that's what the note says. And I must tell all of you that I was very keen to be here, not only to speak, but also to learn from each one of you. And it's always a delight to listen to Honorable Minister Shri Bhupendra Yadav ji. It would be no exaggeration if I say that he is my philosopher and guide. Every time I sit with him, I listen to him, I definitely go back enriched. So this is definitely for me an opportunity to be with him for some time so that I'm able to derive as much as I can from him. My dear friends, you are in Odisha, you are in Bhubaneswar. We have 480 kilometers of coastline. And we are talking of 7,500 kilometers of coastline when we talk of the entire nation. And it's a delight to learn that we are talking of a coastal resilience framework preparation. And that's why I think a lot of brainstorming would take place. There is a session for that. All of you would be giving your suggestions. When I was sitting here, I just went back to one of the Man Ki Baat, which Honorable Prime Minister had addressed the entire nation from. You know, he talks on different topics, and just listening to Man Ki Baat also is highly enriching, highly enlightening. One of the days he said, I still remember, and you know, that time I remember I had quoted, I had written down what he said. He said, what we know is just a handful of sand. What we have to know is the universe itself, and so is the case with the biodiversity of the country. Here is Prime Minister Modi talking to us about the need for all of us to understand the biodiversity of the country. It's so very difficult, but yes, we should make an attempt in that direction. And the best thing today is people from all over have come, and I'm sure there would be exchange of ideas. And the best part about these kinds of workshops is it's a best practices sharing forum. So I'm sure after one day when you go back, after talking to your colleagues here from different states, you would be going back enriched, knowing many more success stories, methodologies, the way things can be done in a better manner. And friends, in the afternoon, the Jew directors meeting, I would be here. I'm reminded of Mahatma Gandhi's quote. Mahatma Gandhi had said, if you really have to gauge the extent to which a nation has progressed and the level of its moral progress, you have to see how the nation's animals are being treated. I think animals are a very important part of the ecosystem. So my dear friends, I'm sure you will learn a lot. You will go for exchange of ideas. You will go enriched. And I must say that please do find some time to move around the city. Long time back, I was the municipal commissioner of this city for 4 years, and with support from many of the friends present here from Bhubaneswar, we worked a lot towards beautification of the city. So I'm sure some of you will go back with lots of good ideas, and don't forget to buy some Sambalpuri saris for your wives at home. Thank you.
What a beautiful address made by our own, very own Honorable Member of Parliament from this beautiful city of Bhubaneswar, Srimati Aparajita Sarangi. Thank you very much, ma'am, and we now realize what a wonderful team you have for making the city what it is today. Thank you indeed. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have a little surprise for all of you, and that is we are now going to show you on your screen at the back Padma Shri artist Sudarshan Patnaik. He's a very, very famous sand artist, as you know. He has made this wonderful sand art in Puri this morning, and this is his vision on clean coast, safe sea. Just look at it, ladies and gentlemen. What a marvelous delight it is. Let's give him a warm round of applause. Padma Shri artist Sudarshan Patnaik. Clean coast, safe sea. And there it is for you. Thank you very much. And now we're getting closer to the end of the inaugural session. We are now going to have the felicitation ceremony of presenting mementos to our distinguished dignitaries on stage. And the first two mementos will be presented on behalf of the state government by Minister of Forests, Environment and Climate Change, Shri Pradeep Kumar Ahmed, Government of Orissa, will present mementos to Honorable Minister for Environment, Forest, Climate Change and Minister for Labor and Employment, Shri Bhupender Yadavji, and thank him for gracing our inaugural session and being here with us today. He's come straight from the airport. Let's give him a very warm round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. And I request you, sir, to kindly present a memento to Honorable Minister of State for Environment, Forest and Climate Change and Minister of State, Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution, Shri Ashwini Kumar Chaubeji. And now I request Ms. Naz Rizvi on behalf of the Ministry of Environment and Forests, Government of India, to kindly present mementos to all our distinguished dignitaries on the stage. I request you, ma'am, to present a memento to Honorable Union Minister, Shri Bhupender Yadavji, please. Thank you very much, sir. And I request you, ma'am, to present a memento to Honorable Union Minister of State, Shri Ashwini Kumar Chaubeji. Thank you very much, sir. I request you, ma'am, to present a memento to Honorable State Minister, Shri Pradeep Kumar Ahmedji from Government of Orissa. And we request you to kindly present a memento to Honorable Member of Parliament, Srimati Aparajita Sarangi, please. I request you, ma'am, to kindly present the memento now to Ms. Richa Sharma, Additional Secretary in our Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. And I request, ma'am, to present a memento to Mr. Debaditto Biswal, Principal Chief Conservator of Forests and Head of Forest Force, Government of Orissa, please. Thank you, ma'am, for doing the honors. And now I request Mr. Devidatta Biswal to kindly propose a vote of thanks, please.
Thank you. It's indeed a proud privilege on my part to be proposing this vote of thanks in this august house. At the outset, I would like to thank the Honorable Minister for Environment, Forest and Climate Change and Minister for Labour and Employment, Sri Bhupinder Yadav ji, for his keynote address. Sir, during your keynote address, you flagged the adverse impacts of climate change and also gave us a hope that we can reverse the trend, provided that we work together and in an integrated manner. Thank you so much, sir. I'm also grateful to Honorable Minister of State for Environment, Forest, Climate Change and Minister of State, Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution, Sri Ashwini Kumar Choube ji. सर, आपने जैसे बताया कि हमारा जो इकोसिस्टम है उसको हम अगर कम दोहन करके संतुलित हिसाब से हम प्रयास करें तो निश्चित हिसाब से हम सक्सेसफुल होंगे। ये जो आपका ज्ञान है ये सर आज के दिन का सारांश है सर। धन्यवाद, बहुत बहुत आभार। I would also take this opportunity to thank the Honorable Minister of Forest, Environment and Climate Change, Government of Odisha, Sri Pradeep Kumar Amad ji. Sir, you spoke about the multi-sectoral approach and the integrated approach and also highlighted the impacts of our own ICZMP project. Thank you so much, sir, for sparing time. I take this opportunity and I am also grateful to Madam Srimati Aparajita Sadangi, the Honorable Member of Parliament, Bhubaneswar. Ma'am, you have been a bureaucrat here in our state for a long time and you spoke right from your heart. Thank you so much. I am thankful to Madam Richa Sharma ji, Arthatan, my colleague, all the distinguished guests here who are participating, scientists, academia, and researchers. I also take this opportunity to thank the members of print and electronic media who are covering this event. Last but not the least, the young students, I must thank you because in an era where all of us are glued to the screen space, I am thankful to you that you have taken out time and participated in this quiz on a very, very important topic and proving yourself to the able future citizens of the country. Thank you one and all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for proposing a vote of thanks. I'm sure it has been seconded by all of us here. Well, with that, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of the inaugural session of this wonderful conference. But we've got lots more to do, lots more to view, and I request you to kindly remain in your places as our distinguished dignitaries leave the stage and view the exhibition. Please remain in your places till they leave the stage, please. And they are now going to view the exhibition first. And once they do that, then I'll make the next few announcements. Let's give them a round of applause as they leave the stage, and they're now going to head to view the exhibition. You can kindly be seated, please, once they're done, and then I shall make the next few announcements. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, you can now proceed for high tea, which is being served outside. You can proceed for high tea, which is being served outside. And then we shall have the commencement of the technical sessions. And technical session 1 will start at 12 o'clock. So technical session 1 will start at 12 o'clock. So kindly be back here for the commencement of technical session 1. Thank you.
मैडम लोग के लिए भी आप लोग जरा पूछ लीजिए प्लीज भाई मैडम लोग के लिए जरा पूछ
She's
लीजिए
not even had breakfast. Some of them not even had lunch. But other, see, I told them go one at a time so that they can help out in the technical session, name-based.
I'll have a word with them
Please
directly.
tell them that one should go at a time so that the other person can help the client.
I'll have a word with them. Yes, I was sitting in the meeting, but I am from the events department. Entertain events. We are the entertain is the yes from the events department. I'll have a word with them.
I will put them on stage and then hand them over to the moderator.
Okay, but there is no brief introduction about the work. Nothing is come, no?
That's why I'm sitting here. You think I'm moving from here? And let's cement.
Do you want some tea here?
That's it.